When I touch down, I'ma burn it all to the ground. Make sure the whole world feel it. That's just how I'm feeling.
It's Madden NFL 22, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Browns and the Vikings, and it's coming up next.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. Brandon Gaudin alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis. And CD, our quarterbacks taking center stage here for each of their respective offenses. Baker Mayfield of the Browns, Kirk Cousins of the Vikings.
And both of them have terrific ability to improvise. And that means when the first read's not there, how quickly can you go through your progressions? Can you hang in there and take a shot as you release it? Can you find time outside of the pocket? Can you pull it down and run if need be? I think we'll see all of those traits on display in this one.
Summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Browns set to go on offense for the first time, led by Baker Mayfield in his fourth season now from Oklahoma.
And while we can quibble a little bit about statistics, to me, Baker Mayfield's coming off his best season yet. 26 touchdown passes, cut way down on his turnovers, and led the Browns to a playoff victory for the first time since 1994. This young man continues to mature as both a passer and a leader.
And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags.
Personal foul. Defense.
Well, when you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around a finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see, and they'll call that one every time.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short game.
They go play action. Mayfield. Again, he's got that man Landry. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Mayfield. That's caught over the middle. Hooper. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Oh, the Pro Bowler Landry couldn't hang on, but now it'll be third down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches. And again, it's Mayfield. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown! Baker Mayfield with a touchdown pass to Austin Hooper. And the Browns have taken the early lead.
It's never any fun, Brandon, when you're the defensive team and the first drive of the game, you give up a touchdown. The key is not to get down. Make those adjustments and come back for your next series with the intent of shutting them down.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. The Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
After the career that he's had in the NFL thus far, you get the sense that he was underrated coming out of college. Not just great intangibles, but the ability to make plays come alive, whether he's exiting the pocket or throwing from within the confines of it.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. That one a first down pickup of 8. So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket.
They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings featured back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. 2nd in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
On the ground, it's Cook. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Cousins throw complete to Thielen. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And this Browns defense stands tall. Now here come the Browns again at Charles Cleveland in 2020. A bit of a revenge tour, I guess you could call it. You think about their 11-5 season. They go to the playoffs for the first time since 2002. They defeat the Steelers, of all teams, in the wild card for their first playoff win since '94. And now you're really starting to sense that momentum picking up in Cleveland.
Without a doubt, and this roster got better in the offseason, both through free agency and the draft. So when we look at them and people are wondering, are they going to...
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack.
And when you think of the Vikings, you think of a team that brings a lot of pressure to the quarterback, but a surprise in 2020. Only 23 sacks as a unit last year. So they're in need of bigger production from their pass rush in 2021. Remember, last year's numbers, they were in the bottom 5 in the NFL. No way they want a repeat of that.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield, he'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. K.J. Osborne deep for Minnesota. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. He'll give the tackle to Anthony Walker. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Cousins gives way to Cook. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
On third down, Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 22. From the gun, Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
This defense is really throwing around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he's going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely, because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
A first down throw for Mayfield. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Jarvis Landry now in his 4th year with Cleveland, a 5-time Pro Bowler. No one plays harder in the league, and he's only missed 1 game in 7 years. He does what he always does, makes a nice catch there.
Mayfield off the play fake. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The Browns on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Higgins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Now he steps away, and he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Now how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Second down and goal. Mayfield to the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the Michigan Wolverine, Donovan Peoples-Jones, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
And his kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. This is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
The Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Mayfield now. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's get him. Come on.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Browns. And even though they've got the big cushion, I would imagine they'd like to see a little more out of their passing game. Pretty pedestrian numbers through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Well, CD, something that we've done for a number of years as the season gets going is we get predictions on each side. Let's start with the AFC. Who do you have in 2021 as your division winners?
Well, let's go to the East, and I think Buffalo repeats, although New England, they got better in the offseason, and despite starting a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones, I think they'll make a nice run at the Buffalo Bills this year. In the North, what a battle you have there. 3-way. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore. I like Baltimore to still win the division, but Cleveland will be right there, and Pittsburgh will make a run at the playoffs. In the South, I think it's Tennessee's division to lose. Indianapolis had a number of injuries in the offseason, and, Jacksonville and Houston, they're trying to get there. And then out West, it's still Kansas City. But I love what the Los Angeles Chargers have done in the offseason.
All right, CD, and then if you had to pick, who do you have winning the AFC?
Well, I'm going to go against type here, Brandon, because teams aren't supposed to sustain as long as the Kansas City Chiefs have. But despite a retooled offensive line, I do think that they get back there again. What happened to them in the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay, that serves as great motivation. They want to get back and atone themselves. He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to it.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Browns drive about to get started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself. This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. It got his man complete. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory.
Baker Mayfield only 6'1", but he can certainly sling it, and we saw evidence of that right there.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And that ball traveling 68 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Trucks over him. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second and very short, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Baker Mayfield, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone.
And we've got a penalty marker down here as he's able to get this only to the 20-yard line. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. From the gun, here's Cousins.
Throw caught there by Osborne.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
To throw is Cousins. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. Throwing, Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and it's 3rd down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
3rd and long for Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Myles Garrett picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Taken right around the 44. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Here comes the Browns off. Back onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Mayfield now from the 50. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker at the Vikings 42. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. Bulldozes past him. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good pickup there for the Browns. 15 yards.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
1st down, Cleveland.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2.
Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. A 7-yard touchdown grab, and the Browns add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
And now out comes Minnesota. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Cousins to throw it. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards the pickup there. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Mike, 4. Let's go, D.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Myles Garrett able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Cousins now. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the 1st down. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it. Cook, and he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now Chubb running right. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding. That's on the Pro Bowl guard, Joe Bitonio. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Following the penalty, Chubb down right around the 25. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They run again with Hunt. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Chase McLaughlin on for the field goal, a 35-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Minnesota now ready for their next possession.
Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. A first down throw for Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook, and that'll bring up second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, Cousins.
That's complete. It's Cook. And he'll be brought down after a gain of about 9. And compounding things, it's now 3rd down as well.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins.
He's going to get this one down to Cook. And they will get the conversion on 3rd down, but the clock, a more pressing factor.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. This one winding toward a conclusion. And how would you assess how the secondary is playing?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid. Really, the whole defense has been solid. Still pitching a shutout. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.